Hey guys, today I want to make a little video about crypto. Um, for some context, crypto is something that I've been around culturally, like quite literally culturally, like going to like different parties and things like that. Crypto is also something that I have been investing in since about 2021. And when I say investing, I don't mean millions of dollars, y'all. I just kind of like put my little fingers in it. If you want to know specifically what type of which ones I put my finger in, that was weird. Anyways, if you want to know like which ones I invested in back in the day, I invested in Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, and uh Anchor. And I still have actually all my money in there. I didn't invest that much, but I just kind of wanted to experiment. That was back in 2021. And I ended up getting into crypto through Discord. I just met different people on there. I was just kind of interested in what it was and everything. Um, the way that I can describe crypto is kind of like a currency, and it's an online currency, and it's sort of more of a free currency because it's online. And so that means that people can manipulate it in different ways. So that's where you kind of saw this idea of NFTs pop up as well, which is more like an image as a currency rather than like a coin. Um, Coins are mined, so that basically means that there's a computer kind of like hustling and hustling to make a coin. That's kind of like the actual, maybe you would say like physical value of it. Um, Now this is my understanding of it. And I will say like I'm not like a crypto nerd. I definitely don't make money off of it. Like I'm not super invested in it as an investor or like even conceptually because I kind of think that in a lot of ways that there's different waves of it, and I'm just don't really feel like getting into the nature of it, or like the waveness of it. Like the one thing I notice about crypto is that it's not very, like, a lot of the people that approach this currency are not very long lasting. You have, of course, people that invested in Bitcoin years and years ago, which I feel like was really the one that put crypto on the map. And Bitcoin had a huge pop up. I know people that made, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars off of that. And if you don't understand basically what is investing, then the whole idea of crypto is going to be lost on you. But if I can explain it simply, what investing is you put money into something and then other people put money into it, and then that value goes up. And so eventually, if you put say $1 in 2016, that $1 can amount to be so much more because of economic movements and everything in 2116. 100 years later, that money has a completely different definition, has a completely different value. So that's kind of what investing is at its base, and that's kind of where the coins take their value, is through this economic move. And I think that crypto a lot is connected to sort of internet culture, and so that's how it progresses and it moves. Um, this is where the concept of meme coin comes in. So you maybe have heard of meme coins. There was Dogecoin. There was a bunch of iterations after Dogecoin, and that basically what those meme coins are a group of guys, usually like kind of incelly guys. They get together and they make a crap ton of hype around a coin. They're like, oh yeah, like this coin is like number one, and they get like all of their friends to do it to the point where everyone is like, oh, this coin is like, oh, this and that, and then that opens up wallets, right? So then they already have their $1 in it, and then they create all of this buzz around it, like, oh my god, it's so cool, oh my god, have you heard of Dogecoin? Oh my god, Dogecoin, Kirk coin, whatever, I don't know, but whatever meme you want, it gets a lot of hype, buzz, and then people who want to make money in the investment put money into it, and then the original person's coin goes up, woo, and then you see like a, and then they pull all the money out. So that's why you see a lot of meme coins are they're, in terms of how much money they make, this is like the money they make, and this is the time. It goes do 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 do, hype, woo, wow, meme Dogecoin is so cool. Oh, back down. So it's kind of the nature of meme coins. They're very fast in terms of how much profit you can make out of it. And so that has created a whole universe around meme coins, and you will see a lot of people, a lot of internet people make meme coins, try to make a hype around the meme coin, try to basically make money off of whatever meme that they're trying to do. That's kind of the point of a meme coin. Um, yeah, that I would say is like maybe the middle point of where or of where cryptocurrency is like this that whole idea that is like post NFTs, I feel like, or maybe even with NFTs, because NFTs can also provide a little bit of cultural buzz, because it's like you see the image on the internet, it's very much in like the internet cultural what is the zeitgeist. So yeah, that's the idea with the Doge coins and the meme coins and everything. And that has progressed to where I personally had some really weird experiences. Because a lot of these people that are taking advantage of this you know, uh, meme coin system, like the just how much it goes up and down, people see that and they could create, and they have created whole like internet cultish sort of uh, groups out of it. And there's one in particular that I don't like to mention, but um, they like to do a lot of subversions of culture by, for example, kind of making a meme of themselves by sort of idolizing themselves in a way and making, but in a way of doing a lot of counterculture things, like for example talking about pedophilia or talking about anorexia, things like that, that are sort of these topics that are a little bit taboo. And so there's a lot of cultural, you know, push and pressure around these taboo topics, and so these groups use those issues and they subvert them in order to gain popularity. And so there was a huge group that actually one of my friends was interested in. And so we went there to the parties and everything, and we met the owner of it. And this is someone that is like infamous on the internet. And so that's really like where I got sort of this dark side of the whole system, because I do think that there's a lot of greediness in that. A lot of people are victims of because it's addictive. You know, you get money, you lose money, you know, and so people are constantly in that back and forth of trying to gain that money. Um, so that's what I kind of call the meme coin culture around crypto. There's a new generation of crypto coming out right now that is going to try to uh, sort of find a presence in the real world through parties and through events and things like that. We have, for example, this app that is sort of more like a social media, and the app is called Zora. This is not marketing for Zora or anything like that. It's just I wanted to explain to y'all like a new concept that's floating around, which is kind of this like um, idea of making IRL events in order to legitimize the coin, or creating a social media in order to legitimize the coin. So Zora, for example, uses, I think, a small portion of Ethereum, which is another crypto from the old generation. We're talking like 2010s generation. And so they use a portion of that inside of their social media app to create some sort of illusion that when you like a post, you're investing in it. And so that creates sort of a money dynamic in terms of what you're posting. And so it's interesting to see how the coins have developed and created cultures around them. I think the current culture is very tied to like this whole indie sleaze vibe of like this sort of ephemeral, I'm going out and you don't know about it type of vibe. And I'm seeing that a lot right now in Paris. I'm seeing it in LA because I actually know the girls that are doing the parties for it. Um, that's that. So you kind of have like a progression of how crypto has evolved. It used to be just a very simple, I'm gonna invest in it. I'm gonna invest in it. I'm gonna get money out of it. That's like the old generation. Then we had like the meme coin where you add in like this sort of internet buzz hype, and then you have now, which I feel like is more people trying to integrate it into real life. And I will say the culty people that I was thinking about in the meme coin generation that I'm not naming for very important reasons, they also were sort of utilizing that physical aspect of actually bringing your coin into existence by, you know, having either merchandise or having events. Because if you think about it, crypto is a very online concept, and the problem is that a lot of the material goods that people want are they're unable to get if they don't legitimize that in some way. So that it's been an interesting process of seeing people bring that into physical worlds, I guess. If you were talking about old generation, there are some concepts that float around that I'm personally not familiar with, but that you might get into. There's like bear market. There's all of these markets related to like the ups and downs of the crypto. There's like day trading of crypto where people just kind of follow the ups and downs and just try to see how much money they can get. Um, it's I think in terms of like the old generation, there's a lot of that like I would say traditional economic perspective in terms of like following the ups and downs of the economy, following, like, because throughout the day you will see it go up and down and up and down. If there's like some sort of like fear in the world, you will see it up, if there's some sort of war, etc. Because it's like this conceptual concept. Because it's a concept that is abstract. It's not um, physically attached to anything. It like kind of demands some sort of I would say like public agreeing agreement. Yeah, that's kind of like my perspective on crypto. As far as my personal opinion moving forward, like what I will be doing, I personally do not like the people that are using crypto as some sort of like subversion of culture. I think I find a lot of the times these people have very toxic moral compass, if that makes sense. And I haven't really liked that group in general. I feel like using crypto as some source of means to like physical worldly objects is not personally something that I like. I don't even associate with that in capitalism and like in like just dollar and euro and everything. I prefer really to be living in the physical world. I love internet culture, but I don't like this. It for my astrology girls. This just feels like a lot of second house um, concepts, if that makes sense. Like it just feels like there's a darkness around money always. I think it's the same with crypto for me. Like I have to stay away from the second house because it's just what I have to do. So yeah, that's my like personal take on it. It's very interesting to see what other people are doing. I hope on an ethical base that people keep being ethical about it. I mean, there's a lot of debates right now about the environmental concerns that happen when you're using this amount of computer energy, because obviously the computer needs to cool down. The computer needs to, have a space. There is a physical cost. So yeah, that's just like some of the things I think about. Yeah, I mean, like, I have a lot of this kind of delves into a different thing, but I'll end it here. But I have a lot of opinions about what is also respect for computers. Like, even when I'm trying to get my computer to do something, like, I try to have a relationship with it, which, like, you can call naive, but, like, for me, I do see, uh, I do see a bit of sentience in this resource that we're using, this computer. I mean, look at your phone. It's an object, regardless of the means of ways that it does things for you, or its identity as a tool. It is an object. So I do believe in like some sort of respect towards computers, and I do think that this is like, if you're thinking about it, the computer is just mining away and like just kind of working and working and working. It's a little bit of it feels like a little bit of slavery for me. But anyways, that's a very abstract concept. I'm not gonna get into that because that's not the point of this video. Anyways, so yeah, I hope this gave y'all some perspective on the crypto stuff. This is very much my perspective, like very much like what I have learned. I'm not someone that is like a professional in crypto at all. I have not made money off of it. I have only like kind of seen it as an observer, and I would like to keep it that way. So yeah. Bye bye.